Today I am going to discuss about the exception handling features in Spring Boot. Several ways we can handle exception. Here I have shown the example for retrieving users. Here I have used collections as a framework, and in the list of users, say I have the valid user, say Rabi, and here I have used the fallback function, that is get mapping users, and the use the path variables username, and I was checking from the list that whether that particular users, here I have searched for the Rabi, and if it is present in the list, and for I have used Java functionality and check if that list return anything. If that list returns in something, that is list is not empty, and we can get the user from that list. And if it is not null, then it's a valid user, and response entity dot OK and new user, and return type as response entity T, and here the status code is 200. So after hitting 8 using Postman, what I am getting? I am getting the valid response and the JSON with the happy path scenario and the status code as a 200. That is, everything is fine. Now for exception handling, suppose the users what I am searching is not at all valid. Say Rabi1 is not present here in the collection. So it will coming to the else scenario, and it will give that response entity dot not found, and not found means 404. It's enum, and if you hit the Postman, you will get that status code as 404. But what you see, that user don't know that uh, particular error message. I'm expecting particular error message. So here we don't get the particular error message. To get the particular error message, we have to write custom exception. I am going to show it in the next slide. Here what I have done, I have not used response entity. I have just use normal, like if the users are not present, then I'm just you get returning the user, and uh, if it is that is present, I'm returning the users for the happy path scenario, and I'm getting status 200 as response as expected. And for anything wrong, like any error scenario, if the user is not present, say Rabi1 is not present, what I'm going to do, I'm going to throw validation exception which is present in the Spring framework, and I am providing the message that wrong invalid user. And validation exception, I have custom validation exception. I in the @exception handler, I am using validation exception dot class, and here using response entity, we put that message and the status code as 400, and here we can see the status code also as 400, and as well as we can see the exception in the response. So client or user is aware that there is something happened, that user is not valid. So custom exception, uh, it's visible here, we can correct it. In the previous scenario, there is no way to know that what's going wrong, we just see the status code. So this way you can improve the uh, exception and error handling scenario. Thank you.